Alright guys, it's later than I expected it to be, but I saw some breaking news, or semi-breaking news, that I figured was worth covering, so here we are recording this video. Let's get into it. A lot of people have been talking about the situation with Avowed and whether or not it's actually doing well as far as the Game Pass numbers versus Steam. The reality is this is not a game that is seemingly making a whole lot of money, given the fact that there just seems to be a very low amount of interest in it and a very low player count on Steam, but apparently the developers, the people that made the game over at Obsidian, are very happy with the Avowed sales so far. So again, whether this is gaslighting or just them trying to spin a positive message on it, as we've seen many times before with, again, Access Media and AAA Gaming kind of working hand in hand to scratch each other's backs, who knows? But we won't know for a while until they actually release sales numbers. But if you just base it on the Steam numbers alone, this game is an epic flop. And I know with the games on Game Pass, we have no idea knowing how many people are playing it. But when Starfield released on Steam and Game Pass day one, there were 300,000 concurrent players playing it on Steam. So please stop telling me this game is some massive success. The reality is it's not, okay? There's a lot of other video game news, though, that's been breaking over the last couple days. A diverse Star Wars video game bites the dust. This is from Cosmic Book News. Now, this is a game that I remember briefly hearing about a long time ago. And to be honest, this is a very fortunate thing for anybody who has any love or any, amount of nostalgia for Star Wars as a franchise, as a story, because this is a game that was going to be set in the High Republic era. And it's the Star Wars Eclipse video game. And if you know anything about Star Wars under Disney, with the recent High Republic crap that they started doing, the High Republic is the worst era they've ever created. It's super woke. It's very strange. And it's, if you want to call something DEI or woke, High Republic Star Wars fits the bill, okay? Another bit of video game news we've seen today was apparently Microsoft's Fable reboot is getting delayed to 2026. Now again, whether this is to fix gameplay problems, to try to fix the protagonist, I don't know. To be honest, there could be any number of reasons for why they're delaying this game. I mean, look, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed, multiple times now. Supposedly it's coming out next month. If it gets delayed again, I wouldn't be shocked. But the reality is these delays are never good for any of these video games because it always delays any excitement people might have had for them, and it makes people wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. Sometimes you are better off just to cancel a game, like Warner Brothers canceling this Wonder Woman game, a game that, I'm going to be honest right now, I didn't even know about. Couldn't care less about. I do not play superhero video games. I don't know why they don't interest me. I have a copy of Marvel Spider-Man on my Steam that was gifted to me years ago that I have yet to even install. I just don't get why I don't like superhero video games. It just is what it is. Oh, excuse me. So you see this article from That Park Place says that they've closed down the Shadow of Mordor studio, yet keeps the Rocksteady open as the games division continues to reel from Sweet Baby Inc. failure. Now, this is just sad. The reality is, Monolith Productions, the ones that created the Nemesis system and had, of course, Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, both fantastic games, absolutely loved those games, is being shut down. But Rocksteady gets to survive even after putting out the absolute dog shit game that was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And it just kind of makes you scratch your head and go, why? Now, to be fair, Monolith, to my knowledge, hasn't really put out a whole lot of games lately that really anybody's talking about, so maybe that has something to do with it. But again, these delays, these shutdowns, these closures, all this crap that happens to the AAA video game industry isn't getting any better anytime soon. And that kind of brings us to our main topic here, Wizards of the Coast. And apparently they are canceling a very large budget game. Now this comes from Game Rant, originally from GameSpot. And it says, Skeleton Key's unnamed game project under Wizards of the Coast has been canceled as revealed by an audio director. Now, that unnamed game, according to a Smash JT insider, and again, I know a lot of people are suspicious of Smash right now. That's just a rumor. But again, this is just something that he allegedly was told is a game called Dante, the code name for it. So again, that's just a grain of salt. Wizards of the Coast previously canceled 5 unannounced titles in 2023, resulting in layoffs. Despite the canceled project, Wizards of the Coast still has plans for more Dungeons & Dragons video games in the future. Now, that name Skeleton Key we're going to talk about again in a minute, and if it sounds familiar at all to you, you'll know why in a second here. Wizards of the Coast has reportedly canceled a AAA game that was being developed by Skeleton Key. Not much was known about the title, including its name, but it was expected that this project, published by Wizards of the Coast, would be a horror game. Skeleton Key is a AAA studio formed by Wizards of the Coast in 2022, so if they've only been around for 2 years under Wizards of the Coast, and they're already canceling a big budget game, that's insane. technically 3 years, I guess 2025 now. Soon after the announcement, it was revealed that Charles Boyd would join the Skeleton Key as one of the leaders of the project. Boyd was known as the creative director of Star Wars The Old Republic and departed from Bioware in early 2022. Another Bioware veteran, Christian Daly, joined the studio the same year. Ever since the beginning, not much has been revealed about the mysterious AAA project developed by Skeleton Key, aside from hints that it would be a horror game, and the studio has been very silent over the years. Now, again, this is very strange because this comes via GameSpot, and it's been reported that the AAA project was being developed by Skeleton Key and has now been canceled. The discovery was made via a LinkedIn post made by Skeleton Key's audio director, Nassim 8 Casey. And again, you can see the original post right here saying, following the unfortunate cancellation of our project, I'm seeking a new role. 23 years AAA game dev experience, I sympathize with all my peers and former colleagues subject to the same misfortune. New style, new direction, or so they say. So what's very interesting about this entire situation, like I said, that name Skeleton Key, it rings a lot of bells for quite a few people. I'm sure that you're wondering why. This is the studio that Corinne Busche, who left after completely destroying the Dragon Age legacy, went to go work for. And again, a lot of people were speculating that with Corinne Busche, allegedly going to Wizards of the Coast to work on, a quote-unquote unannounced game, is that it would be Baldur's Gate 4. Apparently, according to Smash JT's Insider, and again, like I said, grain of salt, this is not the case, but instead, Corinne Busche was supposed to be working on this game Dante that has now been canceled. So, again, whether or not this actually is a game that Corinne Busche was working on personally, if this is one that he was brought on to, just kind of help out with, or if there was another game entirely that Corinne was supposed to be working on, I don't know for sure. I haven't seen any posts about that. But it is very interesting that in just 3 years' time, Wizards of the Coast can start a new studio, sink a lot of money into it, bring on a bunch of people from Bioware, again, allegedly Corinne Busche as well, and somehow cancel it without even giving it a name. And people are just saying, oh yeah, it's an unknown, unannounced, unnamed project, and it's already been scrapped. Very strange, very concerning. And this is just, again, a sign that the AAA video game industry isn't getting any better anytime soon, because this is the crap that we keep seeing. Hundreds of millions of dollars of wasted time and money on games that will never see the light of day. And for some weird reason, people like Corinne Busche keep getting work, keep getting employed, even after destroying franchises, getting to go work at places like Wizards of the Coast with all their, their fanfare and their history and their story, past. And yet there are plenty of good developers out there, good people in the video game industry who probably need work who aren't getting it. So it's really sad. It's a sad state of affairs for the video game industry as a whole. But I'm going to leave it right there, guys. You let me know what you think about all this stuff. I find it very intriguing that, again, the studio that Corinne went to allegedly go work at on an unnamed project is already having its project scrapped. So again, I'm going to leave it right there. Share your thoughts down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.